So here I am again. Yes, I'm at my shop, and yes, I am deemed an essential worker. I guess, you know, that's a kind of a loose term. I don't like, I don't think anybody likes being called non-essential. It's essential for most people to work and make money. So I would say everybody is in some way, shape, or form an essential worker. But nevertheless, here we are, going on 7 weeks. And I guess this is just a follow up of my other little rant that I have on YouTube. You know, this is kind of funny in a way, not funny, like laughing funny, but ironically funny and hypocritical of how we keep being told, that on the media that we are getting help from the government. And 7 weeks, some of us have the ability to last and through this. We've had to do some, we're open, but we're definitely down on business. I mean, the bigger work's coming in. As everybody knows me, I'm fortunate to be able to have the bigger work to keep me busy. Foot traffic's way down. Phone calls are way down. The quick work, yes, I have hand sanitizer. I touch my face, I know. The quick work hasn't been coming in as near as much, if any at all. Nobody's driving. But we've had to, live off some of our savings and transfer money, and we, like everyone else, did apply for that payment protection stuff just because we figured, hey, my banker said go ahead and do it, so we do it. But here we are 7 weeks later, and there's nothing. There's nothing. The money disappeared in 2 or 3 weeks. All the big businesses got it. Most of those businesses have billions in surplus, and I don't know why they need bailout money when they have so much money. The CEOs are rich and loaded, and billions in the bank. Harvard University, I think they had $100 billion, $150 billion in reserves, whatever it is. Anyway, money's gone, so they are dragging their feet, signing again. And in the meantime, many businesses are just fallen by the wayside. I mean, they just can't pay their bills, and and it's nice that a lot of these companies are allowing you to be late, but these bills have to be paid sooner or later. The real world is you got to pay them, and when you don't have the money to pay these for a month to 2 months, and then all this is kind of put down the rest. If anyone out there thinks that these companies are not going to come after you to get their money, you're lying to yourself. And these politicians and advisors and all these people that are sitting there telling you, oh, don't worry, we're going to come to the rescue, and it's for the better good that we just stay home and don't do anything. They don't live in the real world. The real world is we have to live. We have to pay our bills. And what's so hard of that concept to understand? You're going to sit there and tell the person with the business that's completely closed, that has not got any help from the government, that's paying giant rent and utilities and had to lay off a couple of people. I mean, there's thousands of those kind of businesses that had to do this, and their savings is almost depleted, or they've had to dip into their investments if they have any retirement or whatever. A lot of people don't have that kind of retirement anymore. What do you tell these people? Just, it's for the better good. I get it. I understand that, this can be something that can potentially kill people, but the survival rate, they need to turn the tables. Instead of talking gloom and doom every time they come on the news and scaring the shit out of people, they need to talk about how many people have had it and not even known it and lived through it. A lot of you out there I'm talking to probably have had it, don't even realize it. I mean, it's a 3 something death rate. I mean, yes, I know, no death is worth it, right? No, nobody wants anybody to die, but our economy's dying. People are devastated. The stress, the anxiety, the economical devastation that's going to take years to recover from. Some of these people will never recover. Let them decide. Okay, we get it. I get it. As a small business, I'm still open. I have revamped my whole place. No one really comes in the office, one person at a time if they're going to pay. I greet them outside. I have wipes, I have hand sanitizer, we have gloves, we wash our hands 30 times a day anyway. We wipe down steering wheels, we do the gear shifts, we do everything we got to do when we get somebody's car in. And to protect us as well as them, and us being just me and my son, and we live together, so it's like we're either here or there, here or there. I mean, this is it, right? So we get it. I adjusted it. I don't shake anybody's hand. I mean, this business, when you're dealing with a lot of people where they're spending some big money on building a car or doing some major changes, you shake hands when you make the deal. I mean, that's the way you did it, right? That's the way it's been done for years. But we don't do that anymore. We just kind of nod at each other, and from our 6 feet difference, right? Outside, the distance, whatever. I mean, we get it. What I'm saying is we can all adjust our businesses and our lives to accommodate, okay? Don't jump on a crowded bus. Don't crawl up the person's ass in front of you at line at the grocery store. Don't sneeze, don't cough. If you're sick, don't go out. Go to the gas station, wear a glove, put a bag on your hand. I mean, whatever it is you got to do, people aren't stupid. But see, shutting their lives down and killing their economic being is more deadly than the virus. Because if anybody's ever been in that kind of position, and I bet you 90% of you have, where you have bills due and you don't have the money to pay it, that keeps you up at night. It's not healthy. It gives you all sorts of issues. I mean, from high blood pressure to anxiety to, I mean, you name it. You name it. Everybody's got different ways of dealing with stress, and the people that sit there and tell me, oh, it doesn't bother me, are full of shit. It bothers you. It may not bother you that it's happening to the other guy, but I tell you what, it's happening to you. It's bugging you. So I see a lot of posts of people saying, just stay home, just stay home, just stay home. And do what? What are you doing? What are you doing? The people that are doing this, do you have an income? Do you have any money to make? Are you expecting the government to come and help you when all your bills become due once you run out of money? Or do you just have a lot of money in the bank and you can sit there and preach to everybody and say, hey, look, I'm doing it, you can do it too. Everybody's different. I mean, restaurants, they're probably hurting the worst right now. And it's a huge industry. And it's a trickle down. I mean, look at all the people that are, you can walk into Home Depot, Lowe's, Walmart. These people are doing it, they're open. Why is it that they're open? I agree that buying a screwdriver or going in and buying a can of paint is not essential, but it keeps you occupied. You can work on your house. Well, wait a minute, what's the difference of all these other, of a hair salon or all these other people if you go in and take the precautions you have to take to keep your customers and yourself safe? Hands-on people type businesses are going to be the toughest to deal with, but let them figure it out. Let them deal with it, because to sit there and tell them you can't work for 2 to 4 months out of the year or maybe more, you might as well just put a gun to their head and just tell them, just pull the trigger, because you're done. You're not going to come back from this, and you're going to lose your house, you're going to lose everything you got, and then what are you going to do? Is this... Governments can't take care of you forever. Where do you think that money comes from? It comes from all of us. All of us, we're the ones that pay the government. They don't sell anything. They don't make anything. They don't do shit to make money, right? So all they do is collect money. So the only other thing they can do is create, after this is all done, is what a lot of people want. Half the population think it's a good thing. They're going to let the government run businesses, and then they'll dictate how much money you make, where you live, what you own, and then they will take care of you. That's a dictatorship. That's socialism. That's communism. That's not the way the world works. This country was built on capitalism, and they've ripped that from us. They really have. Only not even 2 months, and look at what's happened. Look at the money that's lost. Look at the billions that's lost. Where's that money come from? They're not going to pay us. They're paying you with your own money. I mean, does anybody get that? We're going to maybe let you borrow your money, but no, we're going to give it to the big business first because, you know, we have drinks with Joe that owns the big giant corporation, or Bill, or all these other guys that have big money that give us all the big bucks so we can get elected every year. That's the way the world works, man. That if anybody denies that, they're kidding themselves. That's what government's all about. They're not above anybody. They're no different than you and me. They're just people that have got power. They've ended up in a good spot. They're not even that freaking intelligent. A lot of them are so fucking stupid that like that AOC crazy bitch, man. She gets on. She should just keep her mouth shut. You know, that woman is so stupid, and there's so many people like her that are just so stupid. They just don't get what they're saying and who they're talking to. We're not all that stupid, but they're counting on you are. So it's going to be time to stand up sooner or later. You know, people are going to have to fight for their lives and take care of yourself. Do what you got to do. You know, follow whatever it is you feel is right, but don't dictate to people what they need to do. Let them be smart enough to figure out their own lives. We get it now. We get it. We've been told. It's been every day. It's drilled in our brains of all that. They don't even know what's going on. It's a changing science every day. Every day there's new evidence of this. There's new evidence of that. You know, and all the people that are telling you to do this are collecting their paychecks and going home. Their lives have not changed. All that's changed is they have to follow. They can't go on a cruise ship, or they can't go on an airplane, or they can't go to the golf course in their county, or they can't go do their things that are fun. And I get that. That sucks. But they can still eat. Their bills are getting paid. They don't even pay their bills. They have no idea how much money they have, probably. I mean, they have people that do that shit for them. They just go home. You know, their food gets delivered. Everything's pretty much stayed the same at their household. I was listening to an interview with a person, and there's a billion people like this, which says they got $10 left in the bank. What the fuck are they going to do with $10? They're waiting in line at a food bank to get money, right? And it's like, has Nancy Pelosi ever done that? When she orders her $13 whatever it is ice cream? I mean, did she wait in line to get that ice cream? I don't think so. So this is crazy shit. And they're continuing to do this, and they've moved the goalposts, and they keep moving them and moving them and moving them. And I get that they don't know. This is never going to get fixed. This is just going to go on. And if they even come up with a vaccine, and what are we supposed to do? This is the easiest way to turn this whole country into a socialistic/communist country. And all that shit you're used to doing, all that fun stuff you like to do, you're not going to be able to do it anymore. If this shit lasts a few months from now, a year from now, this country will not look like it did 2 months ago. It's just not going to happen. All these guys coming here with their hot rods, they'll be gone. I mean, they may still have them, but these kind of businesses will be gone. I can't weather this for a year. I don't care how many people are out there that think they want to work on their cars. This isn't going to work out. This is going to happen. This is changing everything. So fight for what's yours. You know what? No one's come to me and said, "Are you an essential business?" There's no one knocking on my door. I realize that there's some places that people are getting in trouble because they're doing things. Well, you know what? If anybody knocks on my door in my shop and says, "Hey, you know what? You got to close," I'd tell them to get the fuck out, and I'd lock the door. They have no right to tell me that shit. And until they put a gun to my head, and they're going to have a fight on their hands if they do that, they're not going to get their way. So be careful. That's all I can say is be careful. Be smart. And I'm not saying this isn't real. I'm just saying be realistic. Signing off.